Boom, bam, ladies and gentlemen. Hope everybody's doing a-okay and all right. Some wild stuff has happened. If you haven't heard, if you live under a rock, the Republican nominee for the presidency this coming election, Donald J. Trump, there was an attempted assassination on him, which is pretty crazy, pretty wild stuff. Never thought that I would actually ever live in a time that actually happens, right? Never thought that would actually something like that would ever happen, because technology, Secret Service, just safety stuff when it comes to like presidents and all that stuff is just kind of above and beyond. There's just so much better security, right? And not to mention, and I had actually hoped, right, that I know there's crazy people out there, but I was just thinking, like, there's nobody going to be stupid enough to actually do that, right? Not here in the United States, right? You hear about that stuff over like Middle East and all this crazy stuff, but not here in the United States. You don't hear about that. That's not something that was ever that I ever thought about. Okay. Apparently I was wrong. Apparently I was just way out of line there, apparently, to think that, because Trump had a rally in Pennsylvania and he was shot at several times, actually. Pretty wild. And he was hurt. He had his part of his ear just got grazed. Fortunately, that was it. But there's some wild images, wild things that, on the wild images, but there is more wild takes on that. And I want to just kind of have a little discussion about that, for anybody who wants to hop in or just listen, honestly, because I feel that the rhetoric has been pretty toxic, has been pretty elevated. Yes, exactly, Jack Coop. We're talking about that right now. It is a very interesting situation. I think interesting is putting it mildly, honestly. I think it's a really sad situation. I think it's really scary. I don't think it is something that should have happened. From the reporting and the information that I got, I don't think it's something that should have ever happened, and it should have been easily avoided. One of the saddest things, in my opinion, is that somebody in the crowd lost their life. At the rally, lost their life. And I think that is a tragedy. I also think it's really sad. I think it's sad. I always think it's sad that the shooter obviously lost his life too. I mean, the guy made his bed and laid in it and suffered the consequences for that. The sad thing though is that even then, that could have been avoided, right? That didn't need, the shooter didn't even need to die either. I'm not saying that I'm all broken up about a killer dead. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying though is that I think if there could have been better precautions, if there could have been better, from what the reports that I've seen, and I'll play them too, there were civilians in the crowd saying, "Hey, there's this guy who just climbed up on this roof and he has a gun," and they're waving the the Secret Service down. They're talking to the police there, and nobody's doing anything. And that's wild to me. Like, that's crazy to me that nothing was done. Like there wasn't an immediate walkie-talkie type of deal. Like, hey, get the president off of out of there immediately while we take care of this situation, right? At least that. But there wasn't, and that's wild to me. I think that shows a lot of incompetency, in my opinion, on the part of security. Now, so anyway, that's just my 2 cents on that part of it. Now, I will say, hey, what's up, Leg? How you doing? Talking about the assassination attempt on Trump at his rally in Pennsylvania. So anyway, and this, I'm gonna play the clip here. This is the clip, and we're gonna play it real quick. And if you are sensitive to this type of stuff, I say be warned on that. Let me see what you got for me here, Lag. Let me see. Did you get a 20 bomb or something? Oh my freaking gosh. You got 24 kills, 4,800 damage in that game. Dang, dude. You were the only one killing anything. What the heck? Sheesh. Dude. You would have had 27, but I couldn't 1v3 the last team. Bro. You had 2 down? Oh my gosh, Lag. You're a badass. Holy cow. Nice. That's freaking amazing. And who was with who was that with? You had, sorry, I'm sorry, but I know we were talking about it. That was with was that, wait, is that with Conduit? Yeah, Conduit. Sheesh, brother. Dude, you are a badass. Anybody who hasn't followed Lag on his Twitch, give him a follow. He's a freaking awesome guy. He's an awesome dude. And he's very skilled at the game. You want some good content, and you don't want to just look at my pretty face while I die the entire time, you go give Lag a follow and watch him when he goes live, okay? So, we're gonna watch this clip here. Hey, I love you too, Lag, you're awesome. We're gonna watch this clip here of this is what went down at the assassination attempt. And I've got some images I'm gonna show you. I hope they show up and everything, but let's check it out here. Oh my gosh, I hate this stinking ads here. Okay, here, right here. Okay, let me mute the. Let me mute the music audio. There we go. There. Cool. Desktop audio on. If this is loud enough. Okay. We're gonna do this. Okay.
You know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's take a look what happened.
You're right, Lag. 2 people did die. A lot of people have been saying it's staged. Yeah, well, they're idiots. They're absolutely jackasses. What a badass. You hear everybody shouting USA, USA? Now, two people died. So I had heard that one person died. And that the shooter killed a civilian. Killed somebody at the rally. And then I heard another one was in critical condition. Okay. Give a dang about what? Better help. Okay, I know that real therapy and all this stuff, that good stuff and all that. But anyway. Okay. So now that's actually the first time I've actually seen that full clip kind of all pull out like that. Now I will say it was good to hear all the audio because everybody had him down until they said the shooter was down. Now, that being said, I have heard that from special forces and things like that, that he should have been off that stage immediately. Just ripped him off stage. And I've heard the comparison with Ronald Reagan. As soon as the shots were fired, boom, he was gone. Like, I mean, he wasn't on that stage at all. Now, I will say that because I didn't hear all the audio and everything. They were just all on him, ready to take a bullet for him until they heard the shooter was down. The thing is, though, is I heard that it was suspected there could have been two shooters. Now, I think what I would like to think is that, okay, they knew there weren't two shooters, and so then they got him up and they moved him and everything. That being said, I think that was, they did that was awesome. I mean, good on the Secret Service, good on the people who were there, who took care of business there. Now, like I was saying before, that shouldn't have even happened. I feel that there was a huge lack of oversight on security and on the security, as well as not listening to the civilians that were saying, hey, there's this guy who just climbed up on this roof with a gun, and nobody was listening to them. Like, nobody looked at it. Anyway, I've already talked about that. I think it's really stupid that why don't you just pause it for real quick at the minimum, you all right? Because this was like right in the beginning of the speech is what I heard. It was like 7 minutes into his speech, into the rally, sorry. And then that this happened, right? Now, you want to know a man's man, okay? Is when I saw Trump tell the Secret Service, wait, and he putting his fist up in the air and he's saying, fight, fight, fight. That to me, what that felt like to me was letting everybody know, hey, I'm all right. I'm not backing down. They can't do anything to scare me off from making America great again. That's what I took from that. That, in my opinion, I think that's what a leader does. That's what a true leader does. I looked at that and I felt that he was more concerned about those around him rather than himself. He was wanting to make sure that everybody around him, because he didn't know that somebody died at that moment. But I think he wanted to make sure that everybody else around him was like, hey, everybody, you don't need to worry about me. I'm okay. I'm not going anywhere. And we're going to keep on going hard at this. That's what I took from that. And that's what you want in a leader. That's what you want in a leader. And I've never wanted or had any desire to buy any type of like bumper stickers of like, you know, so and so president for so whatever year, any merch or anything. I've never had any of that desire to do that. I tell you right now, like, I already liked Trump. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. Like, I already liked him. Did I agree? Have I agreed with all of his rhetoric and things that he said? No. But in my lifetime, he's the first president in my lifetime that I remember, and I've only had like a few presidents, you know, in my lifetime. I mean, you know, it was, I think in my lifetime that I remember, it was Bush, Obama, and Trump. Okay, so that's just 3, right? But out of those 3, I felt that Trump was the one that I felt that was really putting America first, putting the American people first. And regardless of whatever you want to say about rhetoric and everything, I you know, and lifestyle and past transgressions, everything like that. Look, I don't look at my political leaders as my moral superiors or moral guidelines. That's only God for me. Okay. When I look at political leaders, it's, I want you to get business done and put my country first. Right? And I feel that no matter whatever country you live in, I think you should be just as patriotic for your country. That doesn't mean that I don't like it, you know, that I'm hating on any other countries, but I'm just saying, I feel that whatever country you live in, and I live in the United States, your country comes first. The people of your country comes first. That's what I believe. That's what I believe is right. And I think every single citizen in every other country, they should have kind of that same mentality. Right? They should be proud and patriotic to be in their country, to be citizens of their country, right? Okay? And to fight to better their society, right? Their local and, you know, their community, state, and then, you know, country as a whole. Anyway, so like you were saying, there's a lot of people were saying that it was staged. Yeah, I heard that NBC and MSNBC, they had people say that, oh, it could be staged. You know, and you know, people who are saying that are just stupid. I'm sorry, they're just dumb. They're just stupid, right? I'm sorry, they're just idiots. Okay. 2 people did die. I had only heard that 1 person died on the spot, which is really, really sad. And he was in the stands, I'm pretty sure, in the stands there, because the shooter shot. And from what I had heard, this is what I heard yesterday, that if that person hadn't been there, it would have hit Trump. I don't know if that's true. And I'm not saying either which way, or I'm saying it's a tragedy, and I'm not saying like, oh well, that's, anyway, I don't want you guys to read into that with, you know, I'm thinking that, you know, better him than Trump or anything. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that at all. I don't want you to guys read into that or anything. So I don't think you were, but anyway, just covering my bases here, okay? I think it's a tragedy. I think it's terrible. And my heart bleeds for that family. For those 2 families, because I know that somebody was carried off to a hospital in critical condition. If that's the person that you're talking about, then, and he died, or he or she died, I don't know. That's awful. That is absolutely awful. And we just pray for them that they're going to be okay. I know that they're, you know, I know that they are, I know that this doesn't, maybe this might sound arrogant or something, but I know that they're in a good place. They're not suffering, and they're at peace, and they're at peace, and we'll see them again. Their families will be reunited and see them again. I believe that families are eternal, and I just pray that the people here on Earth, that their families here on Earth are going to be okay until, you know, they get to see their family members again. So my heart goes out to them, prayers and everything. Now, let's Tempt was warned about. Let's see, where are we at here? On the roof. Okay, witness right here. Okay, so I watched the witnesses saw gunman assassination attempt. This ABC News. Okay, now one of the a podcast that I watch is PBD podcast. Really enjoy it. Valuetainment podcast. Really enjoy it. Highly recommend it. I've showed clips and everything from there too. This is one of the things I want to show. They play this. I will give. Okay, right. Now this is the. Okay, so this guy here, he's a doctor. All right, here, let me. He's a doctor, and he tried to save the person who was shot. And from what he says, the person, the civilian who lost their life, was shot in the head and died. And he tried to save him or stabilize him, and he ended up dying. Hence the reason why he has blood on his shirt. Let me go. Okay, this guy right here. Now let's find out what this guy says. Right here. Okay. This was one of the witnesses. This guy right here. This was one of the witnesses who said he saw the guy climb up on the roof, and him and a few other guys were waving. We're waving cops down. We're waving, Secret Service down, saying like, guys, there's this guy up here, right? And he's not the only one. Now let's watch this.
We couldn't see him, but we could hear him. So we walked up, and probably 5 to 7 minutes of Trump speaking. I'm estimating here. I have no idea, but we noticed a guy crawling. Bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle.
A rifle.
We could clearly see him with a rifle. Absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? Like they didn't know what was going on. We're like, hey, right here on the roof, we can see him from right here. We see him. He's crawling. And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for, 2-3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know, 5 shots ring out.
Just remarkable. His name's Greg Smith, being interviewed by the BBC there, but asking the obvious questions: why he was up on that roof and why the Secret Service hadn't seen him. I
mean, it sounds like he's talking about it. The guys, other people around him were saying like, "Look, there's a guy up there." They heard him, and then they went over. They said they saw him. They had a rifle, right? But he's not the only one. There's another guy. All right, I'm gonna go to this. I haven't watched this one, so let's watch this one. There's another one. Okay, right here.
All right. So I just got over to the fence line where the rally was going on. I just left my job, Pizza Pie. I was going over there to see Donald Trump start speaking. About 10 minutes into it, a guy beside me looks over and he said, "He has a gun. He has a gun." I look up at the top of the AGR building, and there was a gentleman going in prone position with a rifle. He then laid down, took 4 shots. I'm thinking it was 4, could have been 5. It was kind of a chaos at the moment at the president. As I heard that and seen that, was with my one buddy. We kind of pushed him to the ground. As we're looking up, I heard one more shot and seen the guy's head kick back and split open. And that's how that went down. After that, it was chaos. You seen Secret Service cops rushing towards the AGR building, rushing around to start pushing people out.
Now, you say you were yelling, as was that person next to you, that he's got a gun, trying to wave down security. What was the reaction of security around you? Did they hear you? Did they understand what you were talking about?
One weird thing I thought was weird, there was no Secret Service on top of the AGR building. They were across the field where Donald Trump was. So I don't think they could have heard us at the time because how far the distance was until they started seeing the chaos of people start running and screaming. Because like I said, he was able to get probably 4 shots off before they took him out.
Ryan, what was your reaction in that moment? Did you feel like maybe you were mistaken, or maybe it was, we have a tendency sometimes to downplay situations when we are in them, or did you realize right away what was about to happen?
I realized right away what was happening. I was scared for my life. I threw my owner, he's an older man, 70 years old. I threw him to the ground, and then I tried to get down to the ground with him because the shots were going off, and I could see the smoke coming out his gun. It was intense. It was really surreal.
What was it like right after then?
Chaos. You got multiple agencies trying to move people, figure out what's actually going on. Of course, they rushed the building, went up there and make sure he was dead. It was nuts. I don't know how other way to explain it. It was just massive chaos.
And are you having conversations about this now, Ryan? When you got home last night and in
All right, so that's another one. Now that kind of helps out, kind of explain a little bit, like maybe they didn't hear. But now one thing that he did say though, that was very very interesting, I feel, was he said he was confused as to why they didn't have Secret Service agents on that building. And that's something that I had heard. I've been hearing about quite a bit from many other people saying, like, why wasn't there Secret Service on that building? It didn't make much sense. I've also heard that they had Trump's team had asked for more agents, more security, and he was denied that as well. Now, say what you want about that, maybe that's just hearsay and everything, but that's what I've heard from just other news reports, and this is the thing that I think is pretty wild for me. Okay, is a lot of people on, I would say, the left side of the aisle, okay, they really ratchet up. They've really been ratcheting up the kind of the fear mongering when it comes to Trump. I mean, they've gone. I mean, you hear all the time about, they compare him to Hitler. Really? That doesn't make much sense to me, seeing how, when he was president, he moved the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem. That seems a little weird to me. It doesn't seem, you would think if he was, like Hitler, then probably wouldn't do that. And also probably wouldn't, the Abraham Accords, trying to have some peace deal with Saudi Arabia and with these other countries that are around Jerusalem. Seems kind of weird that you would compare him to Hitler. Also, I just think that's a really insincere and just a fear-mongering tactic, and it's really ugly, right? There's a Hollywood comedian when Trump was president, and she had this image of, I don't want to pull it up because it's pretty grotesque, of her holding up a severed head of Donald Trump. I think that's an ugly thing to do. I think it's pretty wicked. Why? I think it's a pretty ugly thing to do. Also, you have, I think it was Snoop Dogg who like made some video or something, or music or something of him, you know, taking out Trump or something. I think that's pretty like wild. Like when you start demonizing people and saying like they're the devil, right? And saying that all Trump supporters are bad people and stuff. You start. I think you make the climate of everything really hot. Now, the person who attempted the assassination, that's on them, and that's on them. I think that when you start comparing people to actual just like psychopaths and murderers, though, and when you start saying that people who support Trump are fascists and bigots and they're just evil human beings, you're dividing the country. You're dividing people. You're not helping anything. And we saw that a lot during Trump's entire presidency. And we've seen that during Biden's entire presidency as well. They've gone after him with trying to throw him in prison. They've tried to bankrupt him, and here they are now. They initially tried to defame him. I'm sorry, my brain isn't working, but they tried to slander him, slander his name, make him really unpopular, make him like, oh, nobody likes him and everything. Then they went off and did the tried to go after his businesses, go after throw him in jail, go out bankrupt him, and now, like, I'm not saying that I'm hoping not. I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist. I'm not saying that all the mainstream media and the talking heads and administrations are like, okay, now we gotta go the next step. Let's go take them out. I'm not saying that, but like I say, when you raise the climate and you start pointing at people like they're evil human beings, and that you can compare them to like the devil and everything, and I just. Like, what do you think that's going to do? Do you think that's bringing people together? Obviously not. I think they know what they're doing. The news lines here. I wanna show a news line. And now this is a clip from Asmongold. If you know Asmongold, the reason why I'm showing this clip is because in this clip he shows a lot of what the mainstream media outlets were saying about the assassination attempt. The initial assassination attempt and everything, and so that's the reason why I'm showing this, because it's a lot of sources right there, boom, in your face. You can see what mainstream media was saying. Asmongold clips. I watched this one. Mainstream media is officially cooked right here. All right. Okay, so here we go, right? We're going to do this. We're going to turn the audio on so you can actually hear something. Okay, and we're going to mute this. Okay, so right here you can see so here's some of the clips here. So, I think there's a Secret Service. Here's some of the news news. This is all on X here. Secret Service rushes Trump off stage after popping noises heard at Pennsylvania rally. CNN, this is CNN's right here. Secret Service rushes Trump off stage after he falls at rally. Trump removed from stage by Secret Service after loud noises startles former president and crowd. Does that sound like an honest headline? And this is USA Today. I think this is ABC, NBC, some. This one I know is CNN right here. This one right here. Does that sound like an honest media? Like, to you? I mean, when you look at those headlines, does that sound like people who have your back, who are journalists? Or does it sound more like they have an agenda? To me, that sounds like more that they have an agenda. That's my opinion on it. Okay? And this is the mainstream media we're talking about here. Okay? The only sources that I had actually heard that says this is an assassination attempt was Fox News, and I have my beef with Fox News. Okay? But, I mean, it was Fox News, Daily Wire, which is a conservative media outlet, and they get a lot of flack, and was Valuetainment. Those three. They're the ones that I don't really follow Fox News, but I know that I saw the headline on Fox News. But the ones I watch quite regularly are those from Daily Wire and Valuetainment, and they're not like this mainstream media here. These are podcasts, and these are a smaller news organization. And I just find it, I find it crazy that you have these, $1 million, $1 billion, maybe, who knows, media outlets here, and they're not being honest with what they're reporting. And in my opinion, I think if those are the headlines about an assassination attempt coming from these media outlets, I think that should really wake people up, saying, maybe these people don't have my best interest. Maybe they're really pushing an agenda. That's what I've thought, and I've felt that way since well before Trump was elected. But I feel like it totally ratcheted up after he was elected, right? And so anyway, let's watch this here.
I was actually thinking about this today. Can you imagine what yesterday would have been like if you posted whatever you wanted on social media? Like, look at this. Secret Service rushes Trump off after popping noises heard at Pennsylvania rally.
It's NBC News,
Trump
Washington Point,
after a loud
Washington Post.
at PA rally with a picture of him with blood on his face. Trump missed off
Los Angeles Times.
loud noises rang through the crowd. Ex-US president
Okay, so this.
then walked off stage. He walked off. Trump removed
Here, let me go.
loud noises rang through the crowd.
Okay. Trump whisk off stage after loud popular. This is CBC. Global Mail. Trump rush off stage after rally after sounds of shots. Okay, so this is more honest, I'd say. The Globe and Mail. I say that this is more honest. I don't know if this is a red leaf. Is this Canada one? I'd say this is probably a more honest headline. CBC. What the hell? What is this? This is the worst. Who the hell is Al Jazeera? I mean, talk about, failure. This is probably the worst. Ex-US president walked off stage at rally. This is definitely like, I'd say this is like the worst one, because this is just like, what? That tells you nothing in that. But it's not even, it's just stupid.
US president walked off stage. He walked off. Trump removed
So-
from stage after loud noises startles former president. Secret Service rushes Trump off stage after he falls at rally.
So I'd probably say I'd say this is probably one of the worst, the worst, because in my opinion, when I saw that from CNN, CNN is such a garbage. It's just so stupid. I love it. I think it's so funny how people actually thought that CNN's more of the middle, in the middle of the back. Yeah, jackasses. No, they're not. No, they're not. they've been left wing for the longest time. They're garbage. They have some good moments maybe from some of their anchors, but no, they've just stupid. Because this makes it sound like, oh, we want to loop him in with Biden because Biden can't stand up half the time, you know, like it's just stupid.
This one is crazy. Forbes put this out an hour ago.
Oh, this is crazy.
Fire beat Trump's next appeal to black voters.
What? What type of what?
I don't believe it.
Yeah, they took it down.
The article has been deleted. It was so bad that Forbes got rid of it. They took it down. That's so fun. Archiving. If somebody can give me
Oh, here, let me go back. Here, right here. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this right here. It says, Sean Harper, I am a diversity something and inclusion DEI expert. So if you know what DEI is, it's stupid. It's stupidity. It's basically, it stands for diversity, equity, and inclusion. All nice words, right? All great words. But what it is it's, hey, instead of looking at the most qualified people, let's just try to make things more diversified according to skin color and race. That's the basic summary. They don't look at merit at all. They don't look at, qualifications. They just look at, oh, well, what's your race? What's your sexual orientation? That's all they look at. So he's not expert in anything useful. Oh. Oh gosh. Oh. Look at his face. Look at his face. Yeah, look at it right here. Yeah. So that's that right there. I mean, it just shows the stupidity of the stupidity of mainstream media, and how instead of trying to calm the flames and calm the climate and trying to actually report good news, actually report honestly, they don't care, and it's just it's disgusting and really sad. And whatever side of the aisle you're on, I mean, I'm way more. I'm obviously. I haven't been shy about this. I'm more on the right of things, right? Like right side of the aisle, Republican. Way more conservative for me. Just because, in my opinion, I think there's just more logic behind what is said, and they're not, anyway. And I just think things are said, they're more logical about things, and they actually are more honest about media and stuff. It's not that I agree with everything that is said on, from, people all on the right side of the aisle, but I mean, you look at the media, like, they're not being honest. Their values don't align with my values whatsoever. what I see from them is they're taking. I'm kind of going off on kind of change topic a little bit here, but and I've talked about this before, but they are they're not pro United States. They hate the country. People on the especially far left crazy people, those woke people. They hate the United States. They hate it. They want to. They're taking God out of just everyday speech, out of schools, out of they don't promote good family values. They're taking they already took the Pledge of Allegiance out of schools. I am grateful that my kids, they go to a private Christian school. It's actually Catholic school. We're not Catholic, but hell, I mean, heck, they promote, patriotism, loving your family, loving God, good values, good Judeo-Christian values. And I feel that mainstream media, they have really just moved far away from anything wholesome. They're not honest, and so I am. If you don't know now, I'm 100% all for President Donald Trump winning the election. I mean, the only thing that was assassinated, I understand that this isn't to take away from the two people who died. God bless them, rest their souls, and comfort through the families. But I was joking. I was joking with a friend of mine. I won't say her name. I don't want to embarrass her. But I was joking with her. I was like, the only thing that was assassinated, that this was before all the information I got and everything. But I said the only thing that was assassinated was the chance of any Democratic nominee from winning the election. That's the thing that was assassinated. Like, here, let me. I'm gonna pull up. Hey, what's up, Hugo? How you doing? I'm gonna pull up a. Wait, where's my? Oh, here we go. I'm gonna pull up some images. It's just some iconic, just badass images here. Here. Let me. I want this to be bigger. Yo, I can't. No, hey, bigger. Ah, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna put it over here. Boom, look at that. Look at this. Oh, sorry, you can't see that. Hugo, how you doing, my brother? Look at this image. Look at this. This is a man. This is a man's man. This is a leader right here. All yesterday on X, it was crazy how many people were just in full support of Trump. And people were coming out of the woodwork that you wouldn't guess who would. I mean, like, I think Elon Musk even fully endorsed Donald Trump. I think RFK. I don't think he's still kind of in the race, but he even like basically endorsed Donald Trump too. And he's an independent running. That's what I took it as. I don't think that was what he was trying to mean it, but he was just saying, hey, we all need to rally behind Donald Trump and pray for him and everything. That's good. But I mean, I took it more as like, hey, this guy's legit. This guy's pretty freaking awesome. This is just an awesome image. Look at this image. This is just like, yeah, like I'm bloody but not beaten. I'm bloody but not down, beaten but not down, And then there's this one right here. Look at this. This one is just an amazing photo too. Just, yeah, I mean, you see the clips of him with just everyday people. Dude, it's just heartwarming stuff, man. Just heartwarming stuff. Say what you want about the guy. The guy knows how to talk about people. I mean, you might think that you could look at me and you say, oh, well, you're just, he's a entertainer and all that stuff. And you know what? It comes off what I feel from it comes off very genuine. I feel he really cares about America. I feel he really cares about the people of America. And I'm 100%. I voted for him. I voted for him last 2 elections. Fortunately, didn't win the last one. Probably in a better state. When he was president, I tell you, economy so much better. I mean, I'm not like on the top echelon of like income earners, but I had way much more money in the bank. I was able to afford a lot more stuff. Life was pretty dang good, honestly. Life was way better. Now under Creepy Joe, things are a lot harder for a lot of people. I would say the majority. We're the guy, honestly, So, I want you to show one more video, and it's a music video. This is from one of my favorite artists, Tom McDonald. You Missed. This is freaking awesome. What's up, Hugo? I'm tired going to start hitting the gym tomorrow morning. Let's go, brother. Let's go. I lifted weights on stream this morning. My triceps hurt. I don't know if I looked really good doing it, but I did it. Freaking awesome, man. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so this is You Missed. So Tom McDonald, he did a heartwarming video about just heroes in the United States. Armed forces. I mean, you talked about janitors. You talked about bricklayers, firefighters, nurses, doctors. People who do a whole hell of a lot of work, but they never get like really seen or credit for anything that they do, or they get spit on and hated on. Like our police. I mean, I think they just get hate, and they're just amazing people. Majority of them all are just, I think 99% of them. I'm sure you get some crazies, and we know that, and everything, but 99% of them are freaking awesome. Then 24 hours later, he made another video called You Missed, and damn, this song slaps, and we're gonna listen to it. Number 7 trending on music. It says right here.
Burning the country down with their progressiveness. It started with changing what gender is, then graduated to your races. If you think that your life matters and your skin don't have melanin, they don't want peace, they want skeletons. They want men to pretend that they're feminine. They don't want an election. They got so offended by freedom that they just tried killing the president. I used to
Whoops.
think we're misguided, but now I can see that they're evil. Twitter is angry that Trump isn't dead. You know who got shot? Innocent people. Thought y'all were tolerant. Thought we were equals. I thought you valued how everyone feels. Then why are y'all celebrating an attempted assassination like you're part of Antifa? Thank God the left can't aim. Thank God the right don't riot. Welcome to the home of the brave. Freedom ain't afraid of violence. You wish you was dying? Bitch, you missed. Thank God the left can't aim. Why can't we just shoot straight? Y'all are going insane. Bitch, you missed. There's no one else you can blame. Cause they lock 'em up in a cage. Now you trying to kill what you hate. Bitch, you missed. Told us trust the science, but it never made sense to me. Why would we put all our trust in the enemy? Millions of people are hooked on amphetamines. They're making billions on untested remedies. Borders are open to people with felonies. Biden can't stop them. He don't have the energy. Y'all want to kill the man trying to fight for a better tomorrow by making him Kennedy? I tried to give y'all a chance. Like maybe the left isn't nuts. I was wrong. Cause y'all are exactly as crazy as every conservative person I know said you were all along. Wanna protest, go hard. Wanna burn flags, go off. But y'all are so triggered that you're pulling triggers at presidents. Y'all the terrorists with your arm. Thank God the left can't aim. Thank God the right don't riot. Welcome to the home of the brave. Freedom ain't afraid of violence. You wish you was dying? Bitch, you missed. Thank God the left can't aim. Why can't we just shoot straight? Y'all are going insane. Bitch, you missed. There's no one else you can blame. Tried to lock 'em up in a cage. Now you trying to kill what you hate. Bitch, you missed.
Damn, not gonna lie. I love that one. Tom McDonald is far from sane. Dude, Tom McDonald's probably, honest, in my opinion, I think he's probably I think he's probably one of the most sane artists that are out there. After that Ben Shapiro collab, dude, that song slapped. I love that song. That was so awesome. I love it, dude. It was awesome. Dude, they got #1 on the charts and everything for that. Oh, dude, I love that. But one of the things that he says in this that I really liked, he's like, I thought the left and the woke were just misguided. And now he's like, no, they're crazy people. They're insane people. And when he said, like, every conservative person who was telling me that the left and the woke people are they're insane. He's like, damn, they weren't lying. One thing that he said that I didn't talk about was how many people on X and on just social medias, they were on TikTok and everything, they were upset that Trump didn't die. They were making videos and they were upset that he didn't die. That's wild to me. If you're upset that somebody didn't die after an assassination attempt, like, you have mental problems. Like, you are insane. You're an insane person. You seriously need to get, like, some help. It's crazy to me. See, that's one of the things that, say what you want. Exactly, I 100% agree with you. Regardless if you like him or not, no one should be dying. No one should have. There should be no attempts on anybody's life. I 100% agree with you. And I can't. I don't remember anybody on. Like, I understand you get some, like, if you go like super far right, like the crazies that anybody on the right side of the aisle just doesn't even acknowledge and just like, yeah, screw you guys. You know, they might say some crazy stuff. I'm not really sure. But you go on the left, the far left crazy people, they get all the media on the far left. They're like praised. I'm talking crazy people like AOC and Ilhan Omar, and I mean, like, these insane people. And I mean, people who actively just call for violence. And I'm looking like, okay, I'm looking at people like on the right, on like the Republican side of things. I'm like, I don't remember I don't know of anybody who's actively gone out and said, yeah, we just need to go start, you know, beating people up, or, you know, hurting people, or, I mean, like you go back to what was it, the 2020, you know, the BLM riots and Antifa riots and all that stuff. Like, there's all rioting and burning stuff, destroying businesses. Like, I was here in Portland, like an hour away from me. There was crazy crap that was going on, and those are all crazy people, like, on the left side of the aisle. And I'm not saying that everybody who's Democrat is a crazy person. I have family who I love very much, and they're not crazy people, but they're registered Democrats, but they are sane. Like, we can have a good conversation, right? But I'm looking at these crazy people on one side of the aisle here, and they're not being reprimanded. You know, that like you know, political. I'm talking about political, like up ends, like, you know, Democrats, like, you know, senators and, you know, presidents, and, you know, president, and they're not you know, shaming and distancing themselves from these crazy people who are burning things down and calling for violence. I'm hearing all the time on more of like the right side of the aisle, like, if there's like some crazy right people and they're like, yeah, we gotta go and, you know, burn things down and everything, like we call those jackasses out and, like, get the hell away from us. You are not associated with us. You are not allowed to be in our inner circle. Okay? And I'm just like, for me, I'm like, I don't want to be a part. I wouldn't want to be a part and associated with a group of people who are too afraid to call out their own crazy people in their party, or who say that they associate with their party. I hear people on the right side of the aisle call out, and they're not afraid to have discussion. They're not afraid to we're not afraid to, I'm gonna say we're not afraid, on the right, we're not afraid to call each other out and say, like, dude, you're being stupid. It's the same thing, like I said, I don't agree with like a lot of stuff that Trump says. I mean, I think there's like Ron DeSantis, for example, had already dropped out of the race, and he starts ripping on Ron DeSantis. I'm like, Trump, you're being stupid. He's already dropped out of the race, and he's already endorsed you. Stop ripping on him, dude. You know, it was a waste of time. Like, focus on the issues. And he's since then stopped that, which is good, because I mean, like, look, anyway, I'm just saying, you know, so I mean, what Tom McDonald here, like, you hate him or love him, you know, I'm sure I don't agree with everything, all like his political views and everything, but like the music that he says, I mean, I'm like, damn, I agree with pretty much everything in his music. I'm like, okay, like, and I'm talking about, like, I know that he's produced music like way back early in his career that I don't think I would really like, and he has since then talked about that too, and so, like, yeah, I was kind of more on the, you know, producing music that I'm not really proud of, and now he's like, look, time to try to help people wake up a little bit, you know. And so anyway, so he's one of my favorite artists just because he's outspoken. He's not afraid to say what he feels. He doesn't go off and he doesn't like hate people or anything, ask for people to get hurt or anything. He just, you know, says what he feels, and a lot of his music is very patriotic, and I love that, and I'm down for it. So BLM is a joke? Yeah, no, 100%. It is a huge joke. They're bankrupt now too. They're garbage. They're just a garbage organization from the very beginning. So a lot of race baiting stuff. They're stupid. I think they went bankrupt. There are other ways to fight against discrimination. Yeah, 100%. 100%. You know, I mean, I think first of all, you need to get your facts straight too. And you need to be able to, you need to get your facts straight, and you need to be able to have an honest conversation and be able to have a dialogue with people, instead of when people start actually showing you statistics and trying to communicate with you, you result to insulting them. Like, as soon as somebody starts insulting you, you know that they've lost the argument. You know that they feel threatened, because they don't have anything against you, right? I've suffered that for a long time with certain people, and I've finally woken up like, you know what, I don't need to associate with those people anymore. They're just stupid. So yeah. But to go to the cities and cause violence, claiming that it's calling for change beyond, and say no, 100%, it's not. Yeah, I mean, like, talk about a way to make everybody hate you. You know, it's the same thing like those crazy like environmentalist people, like they cause so much chaos. Like, if anything, like, you want to know something? When I see those crazy environmentalist people, they're sitting in the middle of roads, stopping traffic, or they're defacing, you know, monuments and things like that. You know what makes me want to do? Burn more oil, burn more coal. It doesn't make me want to help them. You know, just out of spite. You know. George Floyd was not an innocent man, like the media claims. No, he wasn't. He 100%. I agree with you. Biopic of George Floyd is not needed, but if you wanted to make it include the crappy things he's done, yeah, 100%. Like, I think it's a tragedy that he died. I think it's sad. I don't necessarily agree with the whole. I followed that. That case with a police officer. I don't think that the verdict was correct. I don't think that they, saying that he murdered him. I don't think that was. I don't personally don't think that was the correct verdict. from the information that I got and that was presented at the trial, I was like, well, to me, it seems. I mean, there was some. I was like, well, he had a lot of fentanyl in his system, you know, and you see all the videos like from before and everything. And anyway, I'm just saying, that's besides the point. Still, you know, they, I think Candace Owens did an entire like documentary on that, you know, the BLM riots and George Floyd and all that stuff. And like none of George Floyd's family had ever like was, you know, they just came out of the woodwork afterward to just kind of capitalize off of, you know, his death. He wasn't associated with them all. That was from his roommates at the time, you know, that said that, like, yeah, he wasn't in contact with really any of his family. So, and then his family comes out of the woodwork like, oh, you know, they're crying. I'm like, well, I mean, you never paid much attention to your brother in the beginning anyway, so, which is really sad. I mean, I feel, like I said, it's tragic. I feel really sad for him. Truly do. I feel it's sad that, you know, addiction is really serious and everything. And I think it was anyway, that's the point there. But if they have records of him prior to his death, then officers had a full right to suspect him. Yeah, no, 100%. Exactly. I agree. I agree with you, 100%. So that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, if anything, I would think that if you want to charge the officer with something, you could go. What was it? I mean, they consider it like murder. I think that's what he like got charged with. Like, it was like murder. And I don't think it was like, I don't necessarily agree with that, but you know, that's what the court says, and you know, maybe time will tell and change things, and we just pray for the families on for everybody, and hope that everything works out and is okay. But I digress. I think I'm going to 100%. I'm all in on Donald Trump become president. Like I said, we have 4 years of Trump. We have 4 years of Biden, almost 4 years of Biden. Where were we at on both? And all I will say is that from the statistics, I mean, we have the data, pretty obvious. United States was way better off when Trump was president. I mean, from personal experience, I was like, damn, like we weren't in any new wars. And with Biden, we're in how many wars have started? Yeah, Biden is definitely, See him confusing Kamala Harris with, Biden said that Trump was his vice president. So right on, you know, let's go. You know, I mean, even if, you know, I mean, you know, honestly, like if Biden would win, you know, with President Trump as his vice president, I mean, Biden isn't, it's sad. He's just old and he's sick, and it's really sad to see. His family doesn't give a damn about him. It's really, really sad to see. And if Biden would win, he's not going a full 4 years. There's no freaking way. Hey, what's up, Bree? So good to see you. So I'm just saying, I 100%, I believe that, no, he's definitely not winning. I am excited to see this is the crazy thing. I'm excited because I think it's hilarious. Every single time they indicted Trump with something else, he became more popular. He became more popular. His poll numbers went up, and they didn't go down. They just went up every single time, right? And they, oh my gosh, and then they and then they go and say, and then now we have this assassination attempt, which is horrible and a tragedy. And what do you think his poll numbers are going to do? Do you think they're going to go down? No, they're not. they're going to skyrocket. I would not be surprised if they skyrocketed. I wouldn't. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, Biden the vegetable, 100%. Biden's more worried about the state of chocolate chip mint ice cream. Exactly. Trump secured his place after what happened yesterday. 100%. Like I said, Bree, the only things that was assassinated was the any chance of a Democrat nominee winning the election. That's the thing that was assassinated. God bless, and my heart goes out to the families like that lost innocent people that day. I say that with, I say that the only thing that was assassinated, I say that with Jess. I hope you understand what I'm talking about. Anyway, people who say it was staged are just freaking stupid. And you go, oh yeah, no, 100%. That's why I was telling, that was like Lag was saying the same thing. Like people are saying, I said, yeah, and they're stupid. They're idiots. People are just dumb who think that. Stupid. So I highly recommend you, you check out this. If you all want, I have the song. I will send this a link. If you guys want to listen to the song, again, or Tom McDonald, You Missed, came out today? When did it come out? Yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. Freaking amazing song. That's my piece. That's my short little intermission thing. I know there was me talking a lot, and we watched some videos and everything. I'm sorry that I watched one video, and I think I had the audio off. I'm sorry, but it was basically, I can edit that in. I'm gonna put this part on YouTube and we'll get it on there if you guys want to watch the whole discussion. No, I'm not in the stream. I'm gonna watch. We are going to transition. Transition now to watching the ALGS regional finals. That's what we're doing. So Bree, so glad you're here. Freaking awesome. Oh, were there? Yeah, there are arguments about how the crowd reacts. Yeah, silly is them. Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, like, you don't know what's going on, too, right? And I don't think the crowd really reacted until they saw Trump drop to the ground, right? Thanks, Bob. I'm glad you too. I wouldn't miss this once in a lifetime moment. Right on. So, that's my piece. Regardless whether you've agreed with me, disagreed with me, or not, I'm glad that we were able to, just have kind of a nice discussion about what went on. I know I'm late, and it's going to end this in this video that I'm going to be putting this up on YouTube. I know this video is going to be coming late too. That being said, I wanted to talk about it, and I felt like it's something really important to talk about, and Trump's got my vote, always has, and I'm really glad that he's safe. There's before I go, sorry, Dax, I want to watch. Okay, this is another artist I really like. Let's see. Community. Here, right here. Check this out. Look at this. Right here. Look at this. Regardless of what your political views are, I think I speak for all of us when I say yesterday was absolutely disgusting. Bullets grazing and striking former President Trump is a horrifying series of events. This was a tragedy. My condolences to the family of Corey Comparter. He was shot and lost his life at the rally. Okay, and an innocent bystander who was a retired fire chief. Wow. So my condolences to all those who were injured. Keep them and Donald Trump in your prayers. We are living in scary times. Well, okay, so this is Corey Comparator. A retired fire chief lost his life. And from what Lag said, there's the person who was injured. There's another person who was seriously injured. He also died. He or she, I don't know. Terrible. But look at this photo here. The bullet coming over. Hand of God. I truly believe that Trump's life was spared by God. I don't doubt it in my life. There's another image of the bullet, of the first bullet, I think, whizzing right past his head. That I think a Fox News, Fox camera guy caught is wild. And I think I think Trump said that if he hadn't turned his head at that moment, it would have gone right through his head. And man, that's scary stuff. Scary stuff. There are pictures of the shooter on the roof, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, no, there was. Yeah, there was. There was pictures of the shooter on the roof, and there was people who saw him, tried to notify police, tried to notify Secret Service, and nothing was done. And it was not just one person. It was several people. I'll search up Bible verse. Bible verse. Exact time Trump got shot. Bible verse 6:10. So Bible verse. Chapter 6 verse 11 in what book of the Bible? I think his name's Thomas. There was pictures of the dead shooter with the bullet. And there was a doctor who tried to save his life. Yeah, something. It mentions protection from God or something. I have to search it here. Let me look it up. Let me go Google. I'm sure Google has it here. Let's find it. Bible verse 6:11. Was it Romans? Is it Romans 6:11? God's armor, or was it Ephesians? Oh gosh. Put on the armor of God. Ephesians. Oh, the armor of God? Oh, hell yeah. Here, let me read it. I got it. I got the I got it here. Give me a second. Oh, sorry. I have the Bible, New Old Testament, Book of Mormon, all of it on my phone here. So let me see. New Testament, Ephesians. If that's talking about the armor of God, I know those. Is put on the whole armor of God. 6:11, and it says, "Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil." Hell yeah. Or heavens yeah. Sorry. Oh, I love these verses. For we wrestle, and then verse 12, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against the principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the truth. Say your prayers. Cherish the ones you love. We are living in scary times, but with our Heavenly Father, we are never alone. Put on the armor of God, and we will come off conquerors.